Hello, I'm MOBS Toycat and welcome back to the top 5 videos. Today we're going through the top 5 weakest mobs in Minecraft. At first I figured this would be a really fun video just to go through and rag on some of the weakest mobs in the game because most of them are pretty useless, but as I was putting the video together, researching it, making sure everything was correct, I was really surprised because what I figured would be the weakest mobs actually didn't turn out to be that way. A lot of the, ones I thought were weakest weren't on there, and a lot of the ones that were weakest really did quite surprise me, and I figured maybe the same will be true for you. So today I'm going through the top 5 weakest mobs as measured by health, and hopefully you will enjoy this too. If you do like it, let me know because it helps out the channel, and let us know you do like the top 5 videos. I want to see more of those on the channel, but with that said, let's get straight into it, and let's explain the first little gimmick we're going to have here, because I think it'd be way more interesting, rather than just having it on screen, that I could actually show the hearts that they actually have, as measured by hit points. So each of these, hearts represents 1 hit point, so these are 10 hit points, which is half of a, player health bar, or like half of a zombie health bar, half of most humanoid mobs, and that's, the amount of, I guess this is, again, half a health bar, and I think 10 would be a really nice number, just to kind of show what's going on here. So each of these, we're going to destroy, just kind of show the next one down, and this is the really last, last hit and button to hit, because it's at the point where, arrow drift hit stuff. But yeah, basically, once we destroy this next heart, I can show that the 5th weakest mob in the game only has 8 hit points, and it only goes down from there, which was a big surprise to me, personally, and they're coming so close, by the way. There we go. So, yeah, so it was a really big surprise to me, because the 5th weakest mob in the game only has 8 hit points, and yeah, it's a super weak mob that you might assume was lower down the list, because it is the Endermite, or it's the Silverfish, or it's the Untamed Wolf. For some reason, when you tame the wolf, it gets a bunch more health. But yeah, basically, this is a mob so weak, because it only has 8 hit points, it can be killed with a diamond sword in just a single hit. That's right, just a single hit, and suddenly it's dead. The same goes true for the Silverfish, same goes true for the Wild Wolf. All you have to do is hit it the one time, and suddenly it's dead. That's how weak these mobs are, and it really is surprising to me, because, again, these are the mobs that you assume are really low end, because, again, it's just a single hit, but because it is 8 hit points, and it means that it will survive an Iron Sword hit, they are actually relatively strong, and yeah, when it comes to lots of them, you want to kill them in one hit. So yeah, Diamond Sword is kind of necessary, and by being the 5th weakest, that's almost like a position of strength for something you assume was so weak, at least in my opinion. So yeah, the 5th weakest mob in Minecraft is like a three-way tie between the Wild Wolf, the Silverfish, and the Endermite, which was a little bit surprising to me, but perhaps not as surprising as what number 4 was on this list, which requires us to take away another couple of hearts, if I can actually take, get rid of the back thing this time. Again, there's a little bit of arrow drift, so you gotta be really cautious and just keep firing until it hits. But yeah, the next mob only has 6 hit points, so again, we're almost like half the way down from, it was already half of a player health bar, to get to the 4th weakest mob, which is actually going to be, this annoying little thing right here, the Bat. So yeah, the Bat is a useless mob in Minecraft. This is the one I assume would be the very weakest, but it has a full 6 hit points, and the reason I didn't really realize what that was is because you're either killing it in one hit, or you're just not attacking it. Like, how often do you really punch a Bat 6 times? You don't, because they're so darn annoying to hit that many times. So yeah, the Bat is a really cool mob in Minecraft because, again, it just kind of exists uselessly. I guess that's the opposite of cool. It's a really anti-cool mob, and yeah, it's a really fun way to kind of oh, I thought he died there. But it's a really fun way to actually practice your bow practice, like if you get onto the surface, or just play this in creative. It's a good way to kind of practice trying to fire at like a random moving target. I find it quite fun personally, and I guess this is the only use you have for bats in the game. And yeah, if you do try to do this, make sure you pull all the way back, because they actually do have a full 6 hit points, which to me at least was kind of surprising. So let's just launch a bunch of them, increase our odds of hitting one of these bats at some point. But yeah, basically... Okay, we can do this, but basically, yeah, bats are one of the more useless mobs in the game, but they do have a surprising amount of health. Okay, that time it definitely hit. Boom, did it. So, yeah, with that said, that is the Bat. Mostly a target practice mob that exists in caves to squeak, and I still think there's going to be some use for these in the future, but right now they're just kind of a useless little flying around thing. But with that said, let's move to the 3rd weakest mob, which requires us taking even more hit points. That's right, there are mobs weaker than the Bat, which was genuinely super surprising to me, and the 3rd weakest mob in Minecraft revolves us taking a couple of these away. So, let's let this heart blow up. Again, it's some beautiful heartbreak you're seeing right here. But yeah, if we destroy one more of these hearts, so just a tiny... Okay, we can do this. We just remove one more of these hearts and just pray we finally hit that button. That's probably buttons that are kind of hard to hit this distance. But yeah, with that said, let's move on to the next one here, which is number 3, the Chicken. So the Chicken only has 4 hit points, as you can see right there, which means just 4 hits from your fist. So 1, 2, 3, 4 will kill a chicken, which was surprisingly few to me. Like, I always knew they had less health than the other, significant mobs, but still, just 4 hit points is super, super surprising to me. And the really cool fact about this, at least in my opinion, is it means that if you have a fire, unlike the pig or the cow, which will survive a fire hit, if you just, if you light a chicken on fire, even from full health, it will die long before the fire goes out, which means getting cooked chicken is significantly easier than getting cooked pork chops or cooked anything else, which I think is like a nice upside to the fact that it's so weak. So yeah, no one really uses chickens as a strong pet, and no one's really surprised that they're I guess, that week. But the fact that they're this low down, like, again, 4 hits is just so little, was generally surprising to me. And yeah, basically, really handy little mob, because all you have to do is have fires, and you just end up with a nice source of cooked chicken, assuming they move from the fire. But yeah, with that said, let's move on to the second weakest mob in Minecraft, which requires us taking away another one of these hearts. That's right, it's no more Thai stuff, so let's just remove that one over there. Again, we can do this eventually. Yeah, this next mob only has 3 hit points, and that means just 3 single hits from your fist, because it is the rabbit. So the reason, I guess, you might not figure this, or at least I didn't figure this, is because the rabbit is a mob you very rarely actually have to, like, hit. And it's very hard to do so, even if you wanted to, because, again, look at this. Okay, 1 hit, 2 hit, and then we can do the third one right here, because they just run away from me so fast. It's a fun little chase. Like, I definitely recommend chasing rabbits if you like to run around and be giddy and just be like, oh, look, there's a rabbit getting me. But yeah, in serious, like, combat, you rarely, do just hit them 3 times. Instead, most of the time, you're either doing something cool, like that, I guess, and you're ending up with cooked rabbit, or you're just doing something, where you just don't need to hit them, because it's a rabbit. Who kills rabbits? Again, they're super rare to spawn, super rare to even, use anything on them, and they're one of the harder mobs to actually kill in the game, despite having so little health. Like, I think, the weakness of the rabbit isn't in its health, or the strength of the rabbit isn't its health, it's in the fact that it can run so fast. Again, like, you saw how tricky it was for me to hit before, and it runs at such a speed that you really either need a speed potion, or you need to just about, like, outmaneuver it, which I think, again, makes for a fun little chase, because, again, look how far I've chasing the rabbit around. Again, rabbits are really fun animals to chase, even though they are so weak, because their maneuverability, their speed and stuff, is what makes them so powerful in a way, and that means that you can almost respect the rabbit. Be like, it's super weak, it has literally 3 hit points, but at least it makes for some pretty fun chases, and isn't that wonderful? But the first weakest mob in the game is one that's so weak that you can't even respect it. You just go, haha, that's kind of amusing, because it's actually, again, this is the big surprise to me. I was like, oh yeah, of course that's the case, because it's actually one of the 3 variants of a mob, which requires us to take away all of these, but just a single one, assuming we can actually finally hit that. Should we just go hit it manually? Should we just go do that? Like, when you make a full circle around a button, you're doing something wrong. So there we go. Oh, look how brilliant my aim was. Okay. I was going to brag at being able to hit that button first time, but then I missed it, like, at point blank range. But yeah, let's just do this. As you can see, boom, they're both gone now. The final weakest mob in the game has just a single one of these hit points. So again, this health bar started as half of the player health bar, and then it's gone down 1/10 of what it was before. So 1/20th of the player health. What is it? One of the 3 variants something? It is the slime. So the slime comes in 3 variants. The first is 16 health, the second has 4 health. The final ones, though, these ones, have just a single hit point each. So that means that literally any source of damage in the game, like the tiniest fall, whether it's like a single hit of fire, where it's just a single hit from your fist, will kill the baby slime, which makes them so pathetic, because again, they can't do any damage to you whatsoever, but they'll try and attack anyway, like, oh, we're so weak, but we're gonna try our hardest anyway. And there's something about that just makes you go, that's almost adorable. But on the other hand, when they're in bigger forms, they're so much more annoying to me. It's like, they kind of deserve that. So you see that, like, it just split and then immediately did that. If you just have 3 of them going towards you, a little bit of fire like this, oh, guess what? The moment they hit it, they can't even light on fire. They're just like, oh, that's instant dead for me. It just happens instantly. And yeah, basically that is why the slime is the weakest mob in the game. Any source of damage will instantly kill it, and it's just super weak as a result. I mean, obviously the slime strength comes from the fact that there's so many of them, and but the fact that there's so many of them doesn't help when they do no damage. Admittedly, the magma cube, which is also tied for first place, admittedly, the magma cube does a tiny bit of damage at its tiniest form, but still, they're both just really, really tiny, insignificant mobs that can only really annoy, like, their most powerful ability is to slightly annoy you a bit more than you might expect. But yeah, if that's not something you wouldn't mind sacrificing, then these are the weakest mob in the game with 0 attack strength and 1 health. Like, what's going on there, slimes? What's going on here? So yeah, I hope you did all enjoy this video. Hope you learned something about something in the game. Again, I was surprised about the slimes, but I'd love to hear if you were in the comments down below. Again, there's always gonna be someone who's like, I'm not surprised by anything, Toy Cat. But yeah, I'd be very curious about that. Otherwise, like, if you did like it, share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're around here. Let's burn the rest of these hearts, because they're kind of getting in the way. Actually, there's no fire spread. But yeah, hope you did enjoy this video. Hope you learned something in there. If you did, I'd appreciate liking it. I'm actually going to hit this button, like, first hand, just so you can see, like, isn't that beautiful? So, you actually can't see the TNT from close range like you can at far. Anyway, I hope you did enjoy this video. Hope you learned something about something. If you do like it, like the video, let me know. Share if you liked it. Subscribe if you're around here. And I guess I'll see you all in the next one. So let me know if you want to see more top 5s and which ones you want to see in the comments down below. And I'll see you all tomorrow in the next video. Goodbye. Goodbye.